This first video will be a simple way of creating very basic content using first of all full screen content and then moving on to more complex layouts. So I'm going to log into Connectvision now using the credentials I've been given, and I will log in as an administrator. You may have different credentials based on the level your administrator has set you up. So here we are, we have the main Connectvision application here, and I'll just explain a couple of points about it. This is a toolbar very similar to the operation of Microsoft Office. It has a number of tabs, some of which you may not be able to see again, once again depending on your privileges. This is a recent files and also a number of shortcuts. This area here is an area that will be on the screen pretty much all the time. This is a view of your content that is held on a server somewhere on your network. I'll very quickly create some content now. Okay, I'm going to create a new schedule. A schedule is a list of all content that you'll be playing, along with some timing information and ultimately the aspect ratio and layout of your screen with various areas, and even down to the timings of so-called timed events, which are things that may happen at certain times throughout the day. So here we go. I'm going to do something full screen, and I have a number of images here which I'm just going to grab and just drop in. So if I just pop in these here, okay, you can see this represents a screen which is 1360x768. It's a 16:9 screen, and I've dropped in 4 JPEGs to play full screen. Now if I click on this main area, you can see I get a different view, which is a much more of a drill down view, and here you can see things like transitions, whether this loops, how long it plays for, and duration, which is really only important in the world of video. So I've actually created a schedule now, and I can preview what that would look like if I put it live onto one of the big screens. So here we go. I'm going to preview the schedule by clicking on this button here, and there we have it. It's a very interesting picture of a fire. It'll make a bit more sense later when I start to make things more complex. Now, because pictures don't have any behavior associated with them, they don't have any duration, we give images and pictures a set duration of 15 seconds when they are used in the system. So these will show for 15 seconds. Now it's possible to change that by clicking on here. This time I'm going to add some transitions too, so I double click, I'm going to fade that in. You can do all this in a block by doing them all, but I'll do them individually just so we get used to them. Double click, fade in, and we'll fade them all in, and we'll fade them all out as well. So we get a little bit of movement to our images. And rather than having them all at 15 seconds, I'm now going to change them so they're only on for 10. Again, we can do these individually, or we can do, not what I'm doing is I'm clicking in the time cell there. 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds. Okay, so what I have there is a loop of content that will play for 40 seconds and then start again at the beginning. So that will just loop and loop. You see that over here we have a representation on this side which says it's a full screen layout, it's going to play until the end, which is 40 seconds. So let's preview that again. You notice it faded. It'll play for 10 seconds and then fade out and fade to the next one. It doesn't crossfade, it fades to black. We find this is better from a video viewpoint. Okay, so you can see this is scrolling through there. Okay, I like that. So I can press escape, which gets me out of the preview, and I can save that now as I'm going to call it fire images 1. So that is saved as a document, so I can get that back at any time. So that's the easy way of getting very, very simple full screen content. Now let's just add something else full screen. Now you can see there we've done 40 seconds worth of content. Now I'm going to add a new item, and I'm going to add full screen again. Now this will play for 40 seconds, and I'm going to put something new in here, and I have a few videos in here. I'm just going to put one in. It's not exactly about fires, but it is fire. And I can actually, rather than preview the whole thing, so start there and go to there, I can actually preview individual pieces. And that we said that is previewing layout. So let's have a look what this one will look. So this should be a video, a video of a fire. There's some sound on it too. So quite exciting, bit of a fire theme there. So what does this look like? Well, again, I'm going to put a fade on that so it comes in with a nice transition. Notice with the video there's a duration on there, 30 seconds. That's how long the video itself will last. And by default, that's how the system will behave. It will play that until the end. So what we've got in effect here is set up. We've got 40 seconds worth of image content and 30 seconds worth of video. Now, because we already know about this, I'm going to delete a couple of lines out of it, and it's just as simple as pressing delete. Say yes, I do want to get rid of it. Yes, I do want to get rid of it. So we've now got two images which will play for 10 seconds each, fade out, and then we'll show a video full screen as well. So let's preview the whole thing. So we'll see the fire. And a fade out. The second picture. That will fade out, and then we should see a video. There we go. So that will play for 30 seconds. It's quite dramatic actually. And then go back to the very beginning and start playing those images again. So let me save that. I can save that as something new, or I can save it as the same thing. I'm just going to save it as that. Okay, so we can keep that, and when we go on later and talk about publishing, we can then publish it to some of our so-called zones or players, but I won't talk about that yet. So that's the first video, how to get full screen content, change properties, change different types of content, a very basic description of how to do that.